We're in Kirby Drive at the Confessions nightclub, just behind me upstairs. This is a shooting. We got two victims. The one's been shot multiple times in the torso, probably in his late 20s. Another one's been shot in the extremities and the lower extremities, and also all throughout his arms and everything several times. Right now, they're both in very critical condition.
NBA Ben10 was hit with multiple gunshots inside a Houston restaurant on April 8th, and right now he's in a fight to stay alive. D-Dog is already serving a 10-year sentence in Louisiana State Prison. Quando Rondo is locked in a federal facility, with a projected release in April 2027, an NBA YoungBoy. The name at the center of everything hasn't said a single word publicly. This might be one of the toughest stretches of his entire career, and there's a bigger picture here that most people aren't even paying attention to. YoungBoy is at the absolute peak of his success right now. He's been pardoned by the president, coming off a massive $70 million tour, and has a documentary about to hit nearly 1,000 theaters across the country. But at the exact same time, his entire circle seems to be falling apart, with people either gone, behind bars, or laid up in a hospital fighting for their life. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what happened to Ben10 that night, why Bway Yungan felt the need to speak out, and why many believe this situation could be the breaking point for YoungBoy. So let's get into what really went down. April 8th, 2026. Around 11:30 p.m. in Houston, Texas, Ben10, whose real name is Ben Anthony Fields, a 26-year-old rapper and one of YoungBoy's closest childhood friends from Baton Rouge, was inside an upscale spot called Confessions in the Upper Kirby area. This wasn't some random drive-by, and it wasn't a clean, planned hit either. According to Houston Police Lieutenant R. Wilkins, the situation unfolded in a way nobody expected. Someone inside the restaurant got their chain snatched, a group rushed him, ripped the jewelry straight off his neck, and started beating him while he was down on the floor. The whole altercation lasted somewhere between 30 to 60 seconds, with more people jumping in as it escalated. They got what they came for, but that's when everything flipped. The man getting robbed had a pistol on him the entire time, and while he was being stomped out, he pulled it and started firing into the crowd. Two people were hit and both ended up in critical condition. One victim, a man in his late 20s, was struck multiple times in the torso. Another, in his mid-20s, was hit several times in the arms and lower body. Police never officially confirmed NBA Ben10 was one of the victims. That's when the rumors took off and the internet started running wild. And let's be real for a second, the internet moves way too fast. Within minutes, posts were already going viral claiming Ben10 had died. Instagram, X, TikTok, everywhere you looked, people were saying he got killed inside that restaurant, but none of that was confirmed. By the next morning, Thursday, April 9th, OG Monique stepped in and shut all of it down. She's the mother of OG33. But really think about what that means. Houston police had both victims. That's not stable, and it's definitely not safe. Was he the one who got his chain taken and fired back? Was he part of the group going after the jewelry? Even Lieutenant Wilkins admitted investigators weren't sure if the victims were connected to the robbery attempt. So while we know Ben10 is alive but seriously injured, the full story is still unclear. Now we've got to talk about Bway Yungan, and this part needs context, because there were Bway Yungan, whose real name is Jeffrey Tate, is YoungBoy's 23-year-old younger half-brother.
Just 4 days before the Houston shooting, on April 4th, a hip-hop page called My Mixtapez posted that Ben10 had supposedly been shot in Baton Rouge. That report was completely false. Nothing happened to him that day. Bway Yungan quickly stepped in and shut it down, posting, "Stop spreading that fake-ass news. My brother 10 ain't get shot." Ben10's mother and other NBA affiliates backed that up, confirming the whole story was made up. Then just 4 days later, Ben10 actually gets shot multiple times in a Houston restaurant. Think about that timing for a second. That's what makes Bway Yungan's reaction to the real situation hit completely different. This time, in multiple Instagram posts and a YouTube video, you can see the emotion all over him. The video titled, NBA YoungBoy brother Bway Yungan gets very emotional, speaks on YB, and NBA Ben10 shows a side of him people don't usually see. There's no anger, no threats, none of that energy. It's grief. It's real pain. And that alone tells you how serious this situation really is. But the question everyone keeps coming back to is simple. Where is NBA YoungBoy in all of this? As of Thursday morning, April 9th, the day after the shooting, he hadn't said anything publicly. No Instagram, no tweets, no stories, just silence. Hot 97 even reported that he hadn't reacted at all to the news. Some people think that silence is calculated. Others believe it's because the situation is still under investigation, and anything said publicly could make things worse. But to really understand why this moment feels different, you have to look at the bigger picture of where YoungBoy is right now in his career. Think about the position he's in at this exact moment. This man just pulled off the highest-grossing debut headlining tour in U.S. history. The I Got a Brand New tour ran from September through November 2025, hitting 42 completely sold-out arena dates, moving over 552,000 tickets, and bringing in around $70 million. Complex even named him the best rapper alive for 2025. He also surpassed E40 as the most decorated hip-hop artist in Billboard 200 history, now holding 34 charting albums. Then in January 2026, his project Slime Cry debuted at number 6 on the Billboard 200. On top of that, on May 28, 2025, President Donald Trump issued him a full presidential pardon, clearing his federal firearms case and removing 5 years of supervised release. YoungBoy is now based in Utah, and his concert documentary American YoungBoy is set to hit nearly 1,000 theaters nationwide starting April 22nd. On paper, this is easily the biggest moment of his life. Everything points to success. But behind all of that, there's a completely different reality playing out. The truth is, the people he came up with are either gone, locked away, or fighting to survive. And once you start going through the names, it really puts into perspective the kind of pressure YoungBoy is carrying every day. Take D-Dog, for example. His real name is Darian Jerome Bailey. And on November 4th, 2025, he was sentenced to 10 years in Louisiana State Prison. The charges included negligent homicide and illegal carrying of weapons tied to controlled substances. Back in September 2022, D-Dog was involved in a high-speed chase with police in Baton Rouge that ended in a crash involving 2 vehicles. His passenger, Larry Harris, was ejected from the car and died on the scene. And what a lot of people don't realize is that his history goes back even further. In 2012, when he was just 14 years old, he was arrested in connection to the killing of Derek Mariano. He later pled guilty to manslaughter and served 8 years for that case. After receiving his 2025 sentence, D-Dog took to Instagram stories claiming that a police unit known as the Brave Team set him up. According to him, they pressured him into taking a plea deal by threatening him with life behind bars. Whether that claim holds any weight or not, the outcome is the same. D-Dog is now serving a decade in prison, and he's one of YoungBoy's closest people. Now look at Quando Rondo's situation. Quando, whose real name is Tiquian Terrell Bowman, was sentenced on December 11th, 2024 to 33 months in federal prison, which comes out to about 2 years and 9 months. He pled guilty to conspiracy involving marijuana distribution. But what a lot of reports leave out is that the original case included much more serious charges, including methamphetamine, fentanyl, and cocaine. Those were later dropped as part of his plea deal. He turned himself in to the Bureau of Prisons on January 10th, 2025, and he's currently being held at Elkton Federal Correctional Institution in Lisbon, Ohio. His projected release date is April 20th, 2027, which is still more than a year away. But his situation ties into something even bigger that's about to unfold publicly. Lil Durk was arrested back in October on federal murder-for-hire conspiracy charges. Prosecutors are alleging that he was behind the hit that led to the death of Quando Rondo's cousin, Lul PB, in August 2022. According to federal claims, Durk allegedly put up $1 million for that plot. And here's where it gets even more intense. His trial is set to begin on April 21st, 2026, just days away. So while Ben10 is in a hospital bed fighting to survive, a federal trial that could potentially send Lil Durk away for life is right around the corner. The same Lil Durk who's Associate King. Vaughn was killed by Quando Rondo's people back in November 2020, and ever since then, this beef hasn't slowed down. It's been years of back and forth with bodies dropping on both sides. Now everything is spilling into a federal courtroom. You really think YoungBoy isn't carrying all of that weight right now? And it goes deeper than just D-Dog and Quando. The losses around YoungBoy stack up fast once you start naming them. Big Dump, whose real name was Desmond Hardnett, was YoungBoy's manager before he was shot and killed in a Baton Rouge drive-by on May 7th, 2018. After that, YoungBoy dropped a nearly 9-minute track called Letter to Big Dump, where he raps about speaking to the man responsible for setting up the hit. Just think about that for a second. He's saying he had a conversation with the person who ordered his own manager's death. Then there's Lul PAB, real name Savannah Robinson, Quando Rondo's cousin, who was killed at a Los Angeles gas station on August 19, 2022. That's the same case Lil Durk is now heading to trial for. 187 Derek, whose real name was Derek Bertram, was a 4KT affiliate who lost his life at just 24 years old after being shot outside Juicy's Lounge in Lake Charles, Louisiana on October 3, 2025, only a few months ago. Muhammad Jr., a 43-year-old innocent bystander, was killed in 2019 during a shooting that actually targeted YoungBoy outside the Trump International Hotel in Miami. Larry Harris, who was riding with D-Dog, died during that 2022 police chase. NBA Lil Pap, real name DeAndre Fields, is serving 5 years for his role in the 2017 killing of Baton Rouge rapper G-Money. When you line it all up, the pattern becomes hard to ignore. Loss after loss, prison after prison. It just keeps repeating. Now bring the focus back to Ben10, because his background says a lot about the environment they all come from. Ben Anthony Fields was born December 13, 1999, in Baton Rouge, raised on the north side, just like YoungBoy. They've known each other since they were kids. That NBA in his name isn't just for show. It ties directly to the Never Broke Again collective. He's also connected to OG33, who helped build the movement alongside YoungBoy. With over 1 million followers on Instagram, Ben10 built recognition off his music, but his legal history is part of the story too. In September 2020, he was arrested alongside YoungBoy and around 15 others during a music video shoot on Chippewa Street in Baton Rouge. Police recovered more than a dozen firearms, including stolen weapons and assault-style rifles. Ben10 ended up receiving a suspended sentence in that case. Then in 2022, he found himself facing another arrest, this time on gun and drug charges. And here's the crazy part. This arrest came just 6 days after he had been released from a previous stint behind bars. Around that same time, his cousin Marvin Baptiste was killed in a drive-by on I-10 near Prairieville in December 2021, a hit that ties back to the ongoing tension between NBA and the Bleeders in Baton Rouge. To really understand what's going on around YoungBoy, you have to look at the bigger picture of these beefs. There are 3 major conflicts surrounding his world right now. First, you've got NBA versus the Bleeders. This is a long-running Baton Rouge street conflict between YoungBoy's NBA/4KT side and the Bleeders, also known as 100K or Monway. Because the reality is, YoungBoy has already been through more loss than most people could handle. He's seen friends die, watched people close to him get locked away for years, and even survived situations where he was directly targeted. Through all of it, he kept working, kept dropping music, and built something massive. But nobody can carry that weight forever. This could be a breaking point, or it could become just another chapter in a long list of pain he's learned to live with. We won't know until we see what he does next. What we do know is this: the clock is ticking. Durk's trial starts April 21st. Ben10 is still in the hospital. D-Dog and Quando are behind bars. And YoungBoy is in Utah, surrounded by success but dealing with constant loss. This story isn't over. It's only getting deeper from here.